My name is Kim Nguyen. My title is a Program Manager. I've been working at Life Without Barriers for over 10 years. My experience of resettling in another country would be my journey to Australia. I came as an asylum seeker and refugee to Australia as a child. So my journey to Australia, my family, they didn't migrate, they came by boat to seek a new future from Vietnam. It was a journey that my parents risked their life because they wanted a better future for their family going forward. So because it was very challenging in Vietnam just after the war, and if you fled and you get caught, you'll be prosecuted or you could be jailed for life and they will just take away all your possession. So it was quite risky. And my father was a fisherman. He knew how to sail and he has a boat, and he had brothers and sisters that left a few years back. So he decided with his mother, we're going to do it that night. So we're all going to jump on a boat and we're going to take the kids, we're going to take what's on our back, and that was it. I can't really remember how many nights or days or weeks we were at sea for, but I remember when we got to, and he knew, he got a compass and he knew, oh, we just go straight because that will get us out to the bigger waters, and that's what he did. When we got to, I think, Malaysia, we were not allowed in. Water patrol, they keep on pushing our boat away. But my father knew we were running out of water. We had, pregnant women, elderly, children on board. So they're just like, nah, we're just gonna keep on going back. They push the boat out, we keep on coming back. And finally, they let us stay. So they let us stay, they came out, they towed the fishing boat in, and once we got onto land, they torched our boat so that we can't leave. And then we got processed there. And then I stayed in the camp for about a year, which was the most amazing childhood I had, because it was different. I had other kids and we're in a little confined space like a camp, but it was a lot of fun for me because, I was like getting toys, donation. We had a house that were given to us. And then my father and everybody started learning English so that we can be interviewed and we could pass the interview and then nominate the country that we have family that we would like to be going to or approved to go to. We were supported and sponsored by the family members that were already here that migrated earlier. Coming to Australia and settling in Australia was quite difficult at the beginning. My parents had no English and they had to settle very quickly and be able to find work by knocking on every single factory's doors. At the time, back then it was much easier to get work. You just knock on doors. And they were able to get job and was just working endless hours to be able to provide for themselves because they were grateful that we had the opportunity. For myself, going into school was quite challenging because I was placed in school as per my age. At the time I was probably about 7 or 8 and I was placed in grade 4. I've never been to school before, and the school that I went to did not have any migrants at the time. So they didn't know how to deal with a different child at the time who didn't speak English. I think I spent about a year trying to integrate, trying to develop English, understand, and then move myself from the back of the class to the center of the class and then start communicating with everybody. So it was quite tough, and I think during those times there was a lot of, bullying, but as a child I wouldn't know the difference. I thought that was just how life is in Australia. Everything was different, everything was new. I remember seeing somebody wearing a pair of stockings and was just wondering why their feet was all stuck together at the time. It makes me understand how it is so important for the migrants that comes now, especially the new refugees, and what they would see our country to be, and the differences, and the surprising things that I picked up as a child will be so challenging for them. And hence that's why I choose to be working in the immigration space to be able to support new migrants coming to Australia and settling in Australia, and for them to be able to understand the challenge and support and the resources available in the community that we're able to help them.